Awesome. It's like, yeah, good. Hello and welcome to episode 11 of what's our cool name now? Test pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Test pattern. That's our public access game. I'm super happy about all of that stuff. We missed last week, so let's see if I can remember what happened. I have my notes here. They might be a little bit spotty, so we'll see. Cryptic, big man action on whisper pursuit. I don't know what that means. David, who was in the static chromatic desert, followed our jerkbag Terminator video game player to his car in the parking lot of the shopping mall where the arcade was. Who tore off in his Mustang playing chip tunes, and David found a crumpled missing persons flyer in the parking lot there. It's a clue. Inside, Parker was hanging out with Gary at the Zagreus cabinet and wound up inviting him to hang out, which he accepted, and he brought a lot of snacks. So he was very enthusiastic about that. Parker also got a job at the arcade and promised to be there tonight after closing. So then y'all went and got pretzels. Michael met up with Ed Rogelski in the parking lot after a cryptic message on the Ghost Bros message boards or whatever, and everyone found, I think it was Erica and Michael and Sasha in vanished form, and they found Randy roughing him up because he's not a usual, and turns out one of the kids that you ran into before outside the head shop, I believe, had disappeared. Randy believes that he was snatched by, or he believes, because I think Erica brought it up, that he may have been snatched by Skinny in the van, and he's very upset about it. So you talked him down a little bit, invited him to movie night tonight. Michael had a chat with Ed while David had taken the knife from his pocket and was standing behind him with the knife just in case. And he said a bunch of things, including that the sheriff has murder in his heart, and that what was the phrasing I picked up? That they know who you are and what you're doing, referring to the royal they of whatever the conspiracy behind the whisper is. Erica found a clue or two, I think, at the Circle K, and then Parker and was it Michael went to talk to David at Mahogany Place following a clue that was written on not a flyer. I think it was a message that you got somewhere. David at Mahogany Place, different David. And he went and inspected his house, did the did the carbon monoxide test routine, and poked around a little bit, and found a couple clues. I think he was just puttering around. He was very pleasant, making dinner for him and his kid who was out somewhere. He talked about the Keens, who also live on Mahogany Place, one of whom is I think someone used the word G-man, but I think he's just an ex-military guy as the husband and a trophy wife also there. And then y'all circled back and instead of going to work, watched an Odyssey tape. And the gang was all there. That was y'all and Ghost David and Randy and Gary and Sheriff Bill. Which was the usual amount of creepy. I think we did a static woman on there, and that culminated with with David trying to set Gary on fire from the chromatic desert. And instead of doing that, somehow releasing something from the chromatic desert that probably is inside Gary now. And I know Bill was in a state, I think. Gary helped him back into the car and drove him home, shooting a toothy grin back at David. David pulled off the I am static move, and the last scene we saw was him inside the TV going, "He's not Gary." And I think that's where we left it. Just to review where we're at mystery wise. See, open mysteries, active mysteries are Greetings Travelers. That's also active. Greetings Travelers, which we resolved the first one with a complexity 6. That was where the new flyers luring kids. They're luring to the sewers, leading to a missile silo that is primed and ready to be resolved. We have the Whisper. The first question, which was complexity 4, was answered. Is a Whisper a supernatural infestation or a man-made experiment? It's an experiment. And now we have a new complexity 4 question. If it's an experiment, where is it operating from and why? And I think all of those still have keys to turn if necessary. Zagreus, oh yeah, that's right. Zagreus has all the open questions. Who is Atafoy 85 and why are they doing this? Complexity 4. How do you unlock Zagreus's secret levels? Did we do that? Did we unlock? Yeah, okay. It's not marked off in the keeper. So now you have the new move, press start, with which you can start exploring the secret levels. And what is the awful truth of the Zagreus disappearances? That's complexity 6. And you can resolve that by posting your findings online. It's super easy. And you got a couple clues for that. And you got a ton of clues for the Whisper. So I think I'd like to jump to, so we ended at night, which means there was dawn phase. No threat was resolved. If you answered your dawn questions and took XP for those, did anyone take an advance? I know David did. That was the I'm static, right?
Yeah, I bumped up my vitality by 1.
Awesome. Nice. Working out. Cool. So let's go to day phase. We have 3 active mysteries, so all set on mysteries. And yeah, I think I'd like to see what the morning looks like there. And this is the morning after Gary takes Bill home. Randy probably crashed out in David's room. David has been on the TV. We can talk about what that looks like during breakfast, and the rest of y'all are there doing your thing. So, what does this weird morning look like?
I feel like we probably just spent the rest of the night me telling them everything that happened, saying
Awesome.
like in front of the TV, that sort of thing.
Awesome, I love it.
And then I tried to set Gary on fire as a joke, and that's when the demonic entity possessed him.
So is the deal here that when we turn the TV off, David's gone, or what's this looking like? Is he just kind of there on the TV?
I don't think the move specifies.
I'm asking you.
I want to say that, yeah, if you turn it off, he goes off.
I think you can appear on another TV screen, so
yeah.
you can pop up where you want to, but yeah, I imagine that's it. What are the rest of y'all doing?
I think Parker finally realizes, like, oh no, I just had a job. I think I'm gonna lose this job. I was supposed to go to work.
Based on how the previous night ended in the physical realm, Erica's priorities calling Bill to see if he got Gary home okay, and if, no one was horribly mutilated or killed in the process, just in case.
Yeah, you don't get an answer. No, I assume you're calling Bill's personal number, not
Yeah.
the not the
Yeah.
station. Yeah, he doesn't pick up. Goes to voicemail.
Then immediately leave a voicemail saying like, hey, call me back, let me know everything's okay, and then call the station to see if he's there.
Nice. And yeah, the station phone rings a couple times and picks up, and it's Deputy Gary. How can I help you? Deep Lake Police Station.
Oh, Gary. Hey, it's Erica Schrader. How are you feeling this morning? You had a little too much last night, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Well, cool.
How are you?
I'm good. Can you please put me through to the sheriff?
Oh, I think he actually got the worst of it last night. He called in sick this morning, so I think he's going to be sleeping it off for a while.
Oh, he seemed fun. I mean, he drove you home. He was fine.
I don't think he should have done that.
I told him to let me come along. Okay. All right. Thanks, Gary. See you around.
Oh yeah, you will. Click.
Yeah, Eric is definitely gonna swing by to check on Bill before heading on to whatever we investigate today, if that even happens based on what she finds at Bill's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't do wishes. Wishes last time were investigate the or sort of flesh out the chromatic desert stuff, solve greetings travelers, keep Randy around, save Bill, and more Odyssey.
So
Some of which are mutually exclusive.
Yeah. So the way I'm picturing this morning, especially if Parker is concerned about missing their first night on the job, that Eric offers to drive Parker to the arcade. Then they can talk to Ephraim. Erica can ask around a bit more about Zagreus, and then swing by to check, and then she'll swing by to check on Bill. I know. What do you think, Parker?
Yeah, I think that works.
What is Michael doing this morning?
I think he would have been entertained or entertaining David on the TV as much as possible last night. So maybe it's an early or a late morning, I mean.
Mhm.
And from there, I mean, I do as Michael want to kind of look into the Zagreus thing a little bit more. But
Cool.
Everyone into the Civic.
yeah, we can, well, I think that'd be fun.
Awesome.
I think it would be fun too if you came to check on Bill with Erica, since you think he's trying to kill you.
Yeah, that'd be a hard sell, but maybe Erica could sell it a little bit. I'm not sure.
How is David doing with all this?
I think it's a relief for him to be able to communicate with people again, but he is kind of freaking out because whatever Gary does while he's in that dimension is kind of his fault.
Mm-hmm.
I think Erica would, after having that phone call, would come back into the living room, with her coffee, and just be like, "Hey, wow, okay, this is really weird. What exactly do you think you did to Gary?"
I told you an interdimensional entity used the hole in space-time I represent in order to possess Deputy Gary's physical form.
Okay, I'm tracking that part. Do you know what to do about it?
Well, last time this happened, Parker threw some goo on that lady and set her on fire, and that did the trick.
I think it was just a lantern. I think they were the goo. So
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to cover up doing that to Gary, what with his position in town, But all right, man, I'll keep you posted. I guess I'll try to come back before before night if I can.
Maybe we can reason with it. Maybe, I don't know, do an exorcism.
Uh,
You know, like I know
That's-
one person who might know something. I think I'm gonna go. I'm trying to find the big man from
Yes. Amazing. I love it. Cool. What does it look like when you kind of when you go, like, what comes on the screen? Is it just go back to static, or is it playing something, or does it just turn off when you leave?
I think it goes back to whatever program was playing before.
Awesome. So it sounds like we have David going to talk to the big man in the desert, and the chromatic desert, not the actual desert. And the rest of you are going to the mall, is that right? Or to check on Bill, or both?
I think we were gonna swing by the mall for Parker, and then I guess go check on the sheriff.
Cool.
I'm gonna declare that the mall is on the way to Bell's house.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the mood like in the car on the way there? Who's sitting in the back?
I think Parker will take the back seat this time.
Yeah, and Michael has his laptop's open and just sitting on his lap in case David shows up. He's just gonna like kind of keep it so David could show up whenever he needs to, because
Nice.
that's totally how it works.
Yeah, why not?
And Eric is just kind of like stream of consciousness talking about like, yeah, that, man, I thought Gary just got too hard into the brownies. What the fuck was David thinking, trying to light him on fire for fun? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad David exists again, but what the hell was that? Oh my god. And well, yeah, I know, do you think like he killed Bill? Should we find out how to do an exorcism before we go check on him? It's just the stream of consciousness interspersed with, and we should also stop for a shake, like just the whole complete up and down.
Didn't he smoke that cigarette like the whole thing? So maybe he's like he's a fire person. Maybe we can't actually set him on fire.
That would be preferable. Maybe he needs to just be, like,
Drown him?
thrown in the lake. Yeah, maybe we just need to like throw him in the bathtub or the lake. Like, I mean, like in The Exorcist. Just put him in the bathtub.
Mhm,
You're onto
like in
something.
The Exorcist.
Is this are we being nostalgic here? Do we have any conditions that we need cleared? Oh yeah, David's got a bunch. Parker's got a couple. Yeah, everyone but Michael's got conditions.
I don't know, Parker, did you want to clear another one? We did have a thing to talk about, and if don't know if you want to talk about it in front of Michael or not, but that's up to you.
Sure. Sure.
I can just picture like awkward Parker leaning through the car seat, just being like, hey.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll even to help it, Michael will be like totally absorbed in whatever he's trying to figure out in the passenger seat until he's spoken to.
Do you want to start talking?
Let's do this. I think
All
I
right.
think this is as good a time as any, and then we can ramp up stuff for the rest of the day.
Perfect. So just for no reason at all, just making casual conversation. What do you think about Randy?
I mean, he's a good dude, man. Like I've been enjoying, going to chat with him a bit more. Like he seems like a righteous dude, he's got good taste in movies. He looks after the kids, man, and like I assume he's looking after the house. Do you know if he went to the Circle K today or if he's just hanging out with David?
I was honestly so absorbed with what David was doing, I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
like I mean, if you know, if we've got a spare room, so like if you're asking, like I'm cool if he crashes for a few nights or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you think he likes knife tricks? You know about nunchucks? Are nunchucks and knife tricks like similar?
I mean, kind of, right? You're like juggling a weapon around. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, there's definitely, you know, a little Venn diagram overlap between people who like JCVD nunchuck movies and people who like Under Siege. There's some pretty sick knife tricks in Under Siege.
I think
Randy's probably that kind of guy.
yeah.
know
I think
what-
I'm gonna
I know.
practice you want to help me practice my knife tricks to impress Randy?
Erica, you know, that's the point where, you know, she's been looking at the road, but then just kind of does the over the shoulder. And
I think Parker's gonna like lean back and stop being in the middle of the scene.
and she just looks back and shakes her head with a little grin and says, I'll be your wingman. We'll practice tonight.
Okay, let's stop talking about this. And Parker's
mean,
gonna lay
I-
down in the back seat.
I'd say, how could anyone think of that at a time like this? But yeah. Anyways, I'm sure let's get you to the arcade.
Yeah, let's get you to the arcade. So you each can clear an appropriate condition.
This would be Parker clearing and then Erica getting a clue, yes?
You both clear? Yeah, you both clear, and then Eric can get a clue.
Oh, you both clear.
Yeah.
I assume I do not double stack feeling good. It's carried over from last time. It is what it is.
That's a great question. Let's see.
It doesn't specify, so I think this is a your call kind of thing.
Yeah,
Feeling very good.
feeling very good.
Feeling tubular.
So you can clear a second condition instead of taking feeling good.
My second condition is feeling good, so I'm just
Oh
gonna.
yeah, so you may as well hang on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing they don't stack. You're just feeling pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's probably not meant to stack.
Yeah.
That would break things.
So, although it is a condition and it does count towards the 3 condition limit, which is fun. Cool. They'll drop you off at the mall then. And I assume you head into the arcade.
Yeah.
And we'll see them on the way to. You're going to the station or to Gary's house or to
To
Bill's
to
house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. While we're doing that, let's take a look at what the chromatic desert looks like.
Hmm.
What do you do to seek out the big man in the chromatic desert? What does it look like?
Imagine for the most part, it's, you know, a mirror image of Deep Lake, maybe a
Mhm.
bit more, you know, gray tones.
Not
I
like the
think it-
intro to Tales from the Dark Side.
Exactly.
Nice.
I think as I get closer to that stretch of desert where I encountered the first time walking there, I think instead of sand, it looks like that sort of TV screen static the lake looked
Mm.
like when we transported to the other side.
Nice. Yeah, so you get to that place, and he is, he's honestly looking a little rough. He was already kind of drawn out and sort of pulled not pulled apart, but just sort of like you can tell something's worn on him. And he's sitting on it's a funny picture. There's the sort of inverse staticky, almost cartoon image of like a big saguaro cactus, which aren't really around here, and he is sitting on it. Like the top is a seat, and he's resting his feet on the bottom, and it's kind of like a comic image, but he is. It just looks like his skin is kind of sagging off him a bit, and when he looks up, he's got big dark circles under his eyes, and he just looks depressed more than anything. And he, looks up at you and says, "I knew it was only a matter of time."
You feeling okay there, boss?
Nah, the world's, it's getting thin again, isn't it?
Then what does that mean?
You know what it means with your little.
Well, I know it's thin enough for somebody to break through to the other side, start wearing his deputy like a meat puppet.
You got that right. I didn't see him do that before, but I suppose it's a special situation.
What, you've never seen this before? I thought you saw everything.
Yeah, but they never done this before.
Okay, well, how do I undo it?
Son, this is unprecedented, what you've done. Normally, they wait for him to come to them, but you got to be proactive in everything. Your fancy suit, your credit cards, your Lexus.
Okay, well, there's no need to bring the Lexus into this.
Used to be a man who drive an honest car, making honest living instead of, well, you did your penance for that.
Well, you said yourself, the world has changed. Okay, no,
Mhm.
there are no more honest men.
I don't know about that, but so is that what you came to ask me? How to fix the
Well,
thing you done?
it was an accident.
Hmm.
Okay, well, easy follow-up question. How do I get out of here?
Okay. When you enter the desert, there's only one way out. He looks up to the sky, and the sun is, it's not the yellow. It's not really yellow, but it doesn't have the same kind of cast that the sun does in the sky in our world. It's kind of bigger, and again, it's like not cartoonish, but it's a little bit comically big, and it's all just white. It's just like blinding white. The signal only goes one way.
That can't be. You just said it yourself. I already done something unprecedented. I can do it again.
Well, normally the hungers come out by themselves. We just had to give them a push.
So you're saying if I can present this thing with something it wants more than Gary, it'll leave?
I don't know what I said to give you that impression. You pushed a little bit too hard. Normally things just take their course. You folks these days, always in such a hurry. You just don't know what you're hurrying towards. No. We'll see, I suppose. Let's make your roll. Let's make your roll with sensitivity. I don't know items, so it sounds like it's just a +1 for you there.
Say a little prayer. Hey,
Nice,
10.
a 10. Awesome. So that means you get 2 clues. Awesome. Ooh, yeah. Oh, if that was a miss, that would have been real bad. Wow. Okay, cool. So you get 2 clues. Do you want them for a particular mystery? The ones that we need clues for are the Whisper and Zagreus.
Let's do one apiece.
One of each? Great. Let's see, what do we have already? Great. Yeah, I think we can do these both at once. So let me just get these ready to go. So I think what it looks like. Let me put Zacharias one here. I think what it looks like. Ooh. Yeah, why not do this? So you hear, and as he's talking, these things are coming up in the background. When he's telling you about pushing and people hurrying these days, you hear, it's always kind of background staticky here, like a little white noise. But as he's speaking, you over the static, you hear this kind of like dust and scratches on a record sound becoming louder and louder, and it's almost like you're in. It's almost like a score in a movie or show, as he starts kind of launching into his spiel about about how you're pushing too fast, and these usually come by themselves. The record kind of like skips and jumps into the middle of the song "Twilight Time" by the Platters, and it kind of plays halfway through one of the verses and then skips back to the beginning. It's just kind of doing this, and the record sounds really warped. So it's just doing this on a loop. How do you respond to his scolding, I guess?
I think I just shout like, "You're one to talk. All you do is wander around and tempt us. You leave your cryptic messages. You just watch us run around like rats in a maze. Don't you dare talk down to me when you've done nothing to help us."
Not much to do, is there? You don't think I've tried over the years? I started off trying. The record goes round and round and round. The same song plays. You can slow it down or speed it up, but it's always going back to the beginning. You have fun running around. Why don't you pick that up? And he gestures at your feet. And there's a red and white shoebox that says Sears on the top. It looks kind of beat up. Like, you can take that back.
I kneel down and take off the lid.
It has a human heart inside that, or you assume it's a human heart, that is kind of slick. It's not wet, but it appears like it's been kind of like a shellacked. It's very preserved. It's almost, it looks like a anatomical model, but when you look at it closely, you can see like there's a little bit too much detail and specular lighting on that. It's like this is a real heart that someone cleanly took out and preserved and put it in this Sears shoebox.
I think I dropped down the lid, kind of scurried backwards on my hands back. I was like, "What the hell, man?"
I thought that's what you were looking for, something to help.
I was looking for answers.
There you go.
All you, you know what? Fine. Okay, you want to sit on your cactus and play your little games. go right ahead. But I'm gonna break this cycle. I'm going, the song might loop over and over, but that record, it's going to die just like record players have done and will never return. Because something new comes and it replaces the old.
That's an interesting theory. I don't think I'm the one playing the game.
Yeah, well, you can tell whoever is playing it that I'm coming for them.
You tell him yourself. That's a great place to cut. Let's go to the mall. I think makes sense. Let me make a note of that.
Mhm.
Cool. So the arcade is still kind of hopping. It's not as completely packed as it was before, but it is definitely more busy than you imagine it should be. And it's not too hard to spot Ephraim. Kind of running around. Looks a little bit haggard.
Oh.
What would you like to get into?
I think Parker's definitely gonna like come up to Ephraim and be like, "Hey, boss, I'm so sorry about last night. Can I can I just help out right now? I'm so like my bad."
You ever had a job before?
No.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. So normally when you get a job, you have to
Okay.
show up to it.
Mhm.
So do you have a job?
Can I still have a job?
You know what are you afraid might happen if he says no?
I'm afraid that he's not gonna let me loiter around and poke
Mm,
at the machines.
I like that. Cool. I think this is probably going to be a day move with
Is presence
presence.
reasonable? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. If you want to use a item, nice.
All right. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. Got its 12.
Ooh, nice. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, he just like shakes his head. It's like, I'm sorry. It's been a rough couple of days. I've been up all night and I've just been feeling drained. It's I don't know, it just takes a lot of energy running in this place, and I just really appreciate. I didn't mean to snap at you. You have a job, and you know what? You seem like a good guy. Can I trust you?
Yeah, for sure. I promise to be trustworthy.
Well, here you go then. And he reaches back and unties his little apron, puts it on you, goes to undo his belt, and hands it to you. It's got the little coin, the quarter thing on it, and the keychain. It's like, you know what? You take care of this place for me. I'm gonna go home and see if I can get some sleep.
Got it, boss. You can count on me.
I'll call the office, the office here. Just keep an ear out for it.
Got it.
Cool. And he wanders off. You're on the arcade now. What would you like to do?
Okay, so was it just Ephraim here? Are there no other employees?
Oh no, there's it's just Ephraim running it. Yeah. That's why he's so ragged.
Okay. So it's not quite as busy, you said.
Yeah,
Is there
they're still
still a
pretty
line?
busy. I don't
Okay.
think there's a line anymore. Yeah.
Okay. I think Parker's just gonna figure out like, okay, I can make rounds and try to look for people that are just like, I guess, being creeps like Erica had to deal with, or you know, just like, hey, like let someone else take a turn or whatever. But also they keep circling around Zagreus. So like every time they wander, they're just like, okay, what is that person playing? I want to see what they're doing. And I think they keep getting distracted by people playing Zagreus.
Yeah, let me see if there's any good. Yeah, and there's the sort of the hubbub of the racket of the arcade starts to kind of settle in for you. It's like there's like you understand why Ephraim spends so much time here doing it. There's kind of like an electric charge almost in the air. Just the sounds of like the machines beeping and binging, and that sort of like almost the hum of the CRTs, the monitors you can hear. Yeah, and there's people come and go. There's a few that spend a lot of time around Zagreus, and there's one you recognize, and it's the kid from the line from yesterday, I guess. And he's got he's still wearing this like the Legend of Zelda lanyard, and he's been on Zagreus a bunch, and a couple times when folks have tried to get him to let them take their turn, he's either kind of brushed them away or thrown a little fit almost when they made it move, but then he'd come back into it. This is the guy that was talking about how aliens were using it to find the best people to take up.
I think Parker's gonna notice that. What's his name? Ned? I feel like Ned
his name was Bart. Yeah.
Bart. Who's Ned? I don't know why I have that name there. Anyway, but I think Parker's gonna notice, and well, they want to write like an out of order sign and just stick it on Zagreus.
Ooh, okay. Wow, yeah. I think this is gonna be another day move then. What are you afraid he will do when you do that?
I'm afraid he's gonna get angry and maybe start a big commotion about it.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's see. I might say composure this time. Looks like you got the same. So yeah, just kind of like asserting your authority here.
Got it.
Wow, hot. 11. All right. So what does he do when you put the sign up?
I think it probably, like if he's currently playing, I think it's going to take him a minute to like, he's still pressing the buttons,
Mhm.
and he doesn't notice that like the screen's covered until I think Parker tries to like push him away from it. They're like, hey
Yeah.
man, this is out of order. It needs to get some maintenance. You got to stop playing.
Yeah.
And
And-
only then does he like maybe snap back.
Yeah, and I think he snaps back at you. Not like snaps back at you, but like kind of snaps back into like realizing what's happening. And you can see the kind of not anger, but the sort of attitude kind of welling up. And then almost immediately, like when it kind of reaches his face, he just kind of slumps, and like it's just whatever you did just kind of like took all the energy out of him. And he says, what do you mean it's still running? What do you mean it's shut down?
Yeah, boss told me to run it, turn it off for maintenance or something.
Where is he?
He had to go home for the day. I'm in charge.
Oh, so you're the boss.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
the second boss, I guess. We got there's a bunch of other games that are still going.
I think I need think I only need like an icy or something.
Yeah, there's a
is there-
Jamba Juice in the food court.
Do they have ices?
I don't, there's juice.
Okay. And he almost like when he turns, he almost like staggers a little bit and kind of like catches himself and just kind of like shambles out. And like a few other people who had like been congregating around the machine are also just like, oh man, okay, fine. Yeah, I think that goes off without a hitch. Awesome. Let's go to Bill's house. How are the two of you doing in the car when you roll up?
I think Michael will probably be like, okay, so we're gonna check on Bill for some reason. I'm sure he's okay, but are you sure like we have to check on him? I mean, he's a good cop, right? He'd probably take care of himself.
Yes, sure, we have to check on him. Like, he drove Gary home last night. David re-existed and told us that Gary's not only not hungover, he's not Gary. And now Bill's not answering his phone, and the person fielding all the calls at the station and saying Bill's not feeling well today is Gary. Look, I mean, I know you don't like him, but he might be in trouble. I mean, he might just be hungover and get mad at me again for showing up, but he might be in trouble.
Hmm.
Look, why'd you come if you don't want to help Bill?
I want to help you. I don't care about that guy that much. You know, I mean, he's okay. But I'm not gonna let you go. I mean, if he's in trouble and you go there by yourself, I think my point stands to reason.
All right.
I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Wow, thanks. Thanks, I guess. All right.
You're welcome, I guess.
Getting out of the car, going up and just like ringing the doorbell on the front door.
Yeah, there's no answer. And after kind of looking around for a minute, you also notice that his car is not there.
Going out back to look for a garage.
I think it's just a street parking.
Right.
It's not fancy.
I'll like peek in windows, or if that's a
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's not especially private or anything. Just looks like a average middle class person's in Deep Lake's house, and yeah, there's no sign of like anything amiss. You do see, you can kind of like peer through the front window. There's like a coat rack in the front hall that has like his like cop jacket and whatever else he's wearing on there. So if he is, he's not out as a cop, but you don't see his car either. So if he's out, who knows?
Okay. I don't like this. If he was out on purpose, he'd be answering his phone and also would have called into the station. I'm keep an eye out. Erica's going to go around to the back door and try to break in and go snooping.
Nice. What are you afraid might happen if someone sees you trying to break in?
That they'll call the cops.
Fair.
And right now, Gary's the top dog at the
And
cop shop.
there's yeah. What do you feel like this would be like? I would go with vitality since you're breaking in, but if you have another idea, I'm open to it.
I mean, I'm not trying to break in through brute force here, so I'm I'm gonna plug for composure because I'll use my Pine Rock Ridge branded multi-tool for
Nice.
to help me pop Bill's back door here. So
Nice.
keeping the hand steady, figuring out where everything is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll. So it's with advantage, plus
Yeah.
1.
All right. It is an 8.
Cool. That's a 7. Yeah, but same thing. 7, yeah, 6 plus 1. Cool. Yeah, so you are able to, it's, you know, it's not a, for being a cop, he's just got a lock that you can pop with a credit card, especially the back door. And you're immediately struck by you haven't been to Bill's house before, have you?
No.
It's very tidy, but not in a fussy way. It just looks like, oh, like whoever lives here kind of is, I want to say, like patient, and
Correct.
like cares about his home. It's not, you know, it's not pristine or anything, but it feels like, oh, like someone who can take care of things lives here. And as you walk in a little bit into the house, into the you know, it kind of opens up. There's a little like a service, not a service room, but like a little, almost like a mudroom, and that goes into the I don't want to call it a dining room, but it's got, you know, it's probably where he eats. It's got like a stand that in front of the TV where you know, you would eat a TV dinner or whatever you've made for yourself, and it smells nice in here, like not just the kind of residual kind of old spicy kind of smell that he has, but it's like, oh, like someone has cooked in here. Someone, you know, maybe it, you know, doesn't smell like a fireplace, but it seems like the
Right.
kind of place that would smell like that. And yeah, there's a photo of him with you know, with a guy and a couple kids, and they're holding up fish. It's just like super wholesome. And yeah, you can go upstairs if you want to. It's not a big house. There's, you know, a bedroom and a bathroom and like a hall closet. Same thing. No one's there. It just seems really cozy.
Nothing upstairs. Like I go snoop through his room, kind of calling out
Ooh.
like, "Hey Bill, it's Erica Schrader, are you okay?" And you know, just like I'm after the house on Escondido Street, you know, like I'm checking the closets, I'm checking anywhere that, you know, under the bed, anywhere a body might be.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't you know, you don't find him or anything there. You do find what do we have that there? Ooh. You do find under the bed a shoebox. It's a kind of red and white shoebox. It says Sears on the top.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna say that this is where kind of Erica's static condition kicks in a little bit, that I feel drawn to this shoebox, even though it's just a perfectly normal shoebox. It's doing this little glitchy thing,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
cool.
animation Nova made for David's car keys.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna look inside the shoebox.
Yeah, and the shoebox is a little bit heavier than you'd expect a shoebox to be. It is a battered 1980s McKids Sears shoebox, yes. And when you open it up, it just smells old. And inside there are just stacks and stacks of photos and newspaper clippings. The most recent ones are, you know, Polaroids and Kodak, and they seem to be kind of random shots of like almost snapshots that of random people, or like a picnic, or some people hanging out at the lake, or kids hanging out in the parking lot or at the mall. There's one of him and Gary, and you go back farther, and there's newspaper clippings, and again, like none of the stories seem to be related, and the newspaper clippings get older and older and older until they're like they're very delicate, and they're from turn of last century, basically back to the founding of Deep Lake. And like the earliest one is dated 1933, and it is it's a newspaper clipping that says something about a community picnic, and it's just a pastoral scene. And after you after you kind of look through these, you notice in the oldest one, there's a man standing by a tree and smoking a cigarette, and you recognize him as the big man. And then you go through all of the photos, and somewhere in in each photo, the big man is there. And most of the time, he's looking right at the camera. And including the most recent one, it's on top of the stack, which is just people you don't recognize on the street. And the top ones seem to have been taken with a Polaroid camera, an instant camera. And again, it's just like the big man's just there, coming around the side of a building, or sitting in a cafe, or reflected in a window.
Okay. What Eric is focusing on at that point is anything in any of those photos that jumps out at her as a clue as to where one of these places Bill might be. She's not beyond rifling through his nightstand either.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to find that, but if you want to make a meddling roll, I can definitely hook you up with a clue for one of the mysteries.
I'll make a meddling roll, and also I'm still owed a clue from the Parker's nostalgic scene, aren't I?
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Let me make a note of that.
All right. And for a meddling roll here, what do you want me to roll on that? Just
I think this is going to be with sensitivity.
okay, so that's just 2d6 then.
And you can cash in feeling good for advantage if you want to.
I will. I want to find out where Bill got. So that is a 9.
That
total.
is a 9. Cool. So you find a clue.
Yep.
Let's give you. Ooh. Would you like one for the Whisper or for Zagreus?
The Whisper.
Okay, good. Let me make sure you don't have that one already. No, you don't. You know what? Yeah, it's great. You're going to go through his dresser, and there's nothing scandalous in there, but there is a Polaroid camera, and it's tucked way in the back. It's almost like there's a stack of Asimov magazines in there, and it's almost like it's shoved in the back. It's kind of a deep drawer, and it is it's a Polaroid. It looks not brand new, but not super old, and let me check one thing here. Okay. And it's clearly been used. There there's not film in it right now, but if you rummage through the waste bin, in his room, there are discarded packages of Polaroid film. And the thing that you notice after kind of puzzling over it for a minute is on the bottom there is a piece of masking tape, and it says Gary Williams on it.
Oh, okay, I'm definitely taking this.
And that's a clue for the whisper, a camera hidden in an unusual place.
Yeah, I'm taking the box of Polaroids too.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
So yeah, kind of head back outside to where Michael is. Tell him what I found, show him the shoebox, show him the camera, and say, cops aren't going to help us find this missing person. I don't know where to start.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it's not like they helped us find all the other missing people either. But let's go between here and between our place, or let's go to Gary's. Do we know where Gary lives? I'm just going to assume that we could probably figure that out.
Yeah, you can figure it out pretty easily.
Let's make the distance between there and see if there's anything that we run into. You know what kind of car this guy drives, right? So if we
Yeah.
spot it between Gary's and our place, then maybe we'll find something there.
All right, yeah, let's do that. And we'll stop, first place we are able to stop to grab some more Polaroid film in case this camera helps us see things that we can't. Oh, and that's an excellent suggestion. Yeah, does Bill have a TV that we can summon David on?
I have my laptop.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
I have my laptop too. If you just want to pop up on it, he'll keep it open constantly.
It does, but the move does specify it has to be a TV, and that I appear in whatever TV show is currently on it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna say it's got to be a CRT. Like it could be a computer that's playing a pirated TV show or something, but it needs to be on a CRT monitor.
All right.
Have it. I mean, we can go back a minute and just have it click on while she's coming down the stairs.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Erica, you actually get to define what that clue is from the nostalgic scene. So you feel free to drop that in anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be immediate. David, what you got for us on the screen?
What TV show is playing?
The Price is Right. It's the morning.
It's daytime. Yeah.
It's your congratulations, David Oakes. You're on The Price is Right.
Yeah, I think you see me at the podium with the big box. Big man gave me all day. I was looking around. It's like, okay, what the? Oh, you guys, where are you? Where the hell are you? What's happening?
We're at Bill's. He's
Good.
not
Is he
here.
there?
No, he's not. His car's not. And we found this, and I, start showing you hold up the shoebox and start showing you the weird stuff in it.
I think you can see me visibly blanched. I'm like, wait, that looks a lot like this box. And I show them my 1980s kids Sears box.
Yeah, they are identical down to like the wear and stuff on the box.
And they open it up to show the beating of the dead heart inside.
That elicits a scream and dropping her box from Erica, because that's a human heart.
Yeah. How does what does what's gonna happen to Erica when she sees that heart and gets scared by it? Well, what are you afraid you're gonna do?
That's an excellent question.
Don't drop that new camera you just got.
Yeah, that it would be the classic one, is the camera breaks, but I don't like that.
Is Erica squeamish? Maybe that could be something.
And she apparently is squeamish now, that she sees human hearts. So I know getting sick,
Yeah,
and that
okay.
becomes a lot, all day long, just not, I'm gonna puke all over poor Bill's rug and then not be feeling well the rest of the day.
Nice, fantastic. This is definitely a composure roll.
Yeah. All right, that's exciting. It's an 8.
An 8, fantastic. I think you do. You do manage not to throw up on the rug, but you do take a condition. I think it's just gonna be nauseous.
Yeah. So, yeah, with the obvious, the fuck are you doing with a human heart? Whose heart is that?
I don't know. Big Man gave it to me, but there has to be some sort of connection here. Maybe it just symbolizes that whatever's in that box is important to Bill.
Do you recognize any of these people? And I hold up a couple of the Polaroids.
Of course, that's Big Man.
Yeah, but I mean any of the others.
No, but why does Bill have this? Are these people he knows?
I don't think Bill knows them, and I show the camera with that says Gary Williams on it in mask.
And in fact, you do recognize someone in a couple of the Polaroids, and it's Bill.
That I hadn't noticed before.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you may have noticed, and just
Okay.
oh yeah, like it's Bill's stuff. So of course it'd be pictures of him.
Okay. Wait, so why is Big Man so interested in Bill? I think he's following him around in all these.
I don't think it's the big man who's interested in him. You said that something that wasn't supposed to get out was in Gary. Well, this is Gary's camera.
Shit.
I think the big man was trying to look out for him.
Okay, well, look, Bill, we just need to get to the source here. We need to find Gary or whatever the hell he is.
Yeah, look, find out what you can over there, okay? We're gonna drive a bit more. We're gonna try going to Gary's house. We're gonna backtrack.
Okay. I'll see if I can track him from the TVs.
Nice.
CCTV is useful for something.
So you're gonna head over to Gary's, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to cut back to the arcade first or keep it rolling here?
Let's cut back to the arcade first, and if you want to loop Parker in at some point, that's okay too. Yeah, so what's Parker doing now? Now the machine is shut down, and a few folks have kind of wandered off because Zagreus isn't available right now.
I'm assuming that there's like tools or something to like actually
yeah.
to like legitimately repair machines.
Yeah, you can unplug it, and there's just screws on the back you can take over. They're just Phillips.
I think Parker because I have the obsessed with Zagreus, they
Mhm.
really want to know what's in here.
Mm.
And I mean, so I want to try opening the machine.
Yeah, you're hoping to find something in there? So this sounds like meddling.
Yes.
And it sounds like reason to me.
Okay, so that's a 0.
Is there anything you could use?
No, I'm just gonna try for it straight. No, darn it.
Ooh.
I was counting on my dice still being good. All right, that's a 5.
Let's see. Okay. Two things happen. So you kind of pull it away from the wall, unplug it, and open it up. And you open it up, and in the back there is, you see the back of the screen and the coin slots and the little, change bucket there, and power going to the, something up there. But there's usually a lot more inside. Like, you expect there to be a bunch of open space, but like, it doesn't feel like there's enough in there to compared to, you probably have looked inside other games, but you probably have a sense like there should be computer stuff in there. It seems more like just a TV with some buttons hooked up to it.
Huh, okay.
Let's side. And as you're kind of like poking around, and maybe you have like a little flashlight. He's got like a little, like one of the cheap plastic flashlights in the office, poking around in there. You hear a voice from the side. Says, what'd you find in there?
I think Parker's gonna like bump their head, like cutting off and being like, who's
Yep.
talking?
Um,
Sorry, can I help you?
yeah, you immediately recognize the voice, and it is Gary, and he's got a big smile on his face.
Oh, Gary.
There was someone else at the station before. I forget her name, but whoever was at the station, he's like, yeah, I know that everyone at the house is pretty close, and I got a call from Erica earlier, and she seemed like she was in a little bit distressed.
That she was stressed.
Sounds like she's worried about something.
Oh, I can call her, but I'm at work right now. But yeah, do you want me to call her?
Oh, I mean, that's up to you. I heard she was going off. I don't know. They're just running off doing something silly. How's the
Yeah.
game?
I thought it wasn't working, and it turns out I actually don't know how these things work, so I'm just gonna close it back up.
I'm not real good with the technical stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway, did you want to play around? It seems it's working fine. I think Parker's gonna give them like a couple dollars worth of quarters.
Yeah. And he's like, well, that's very generous of you.
Yeah, you're a buddy because you came to movie night.
Oh, a buddy.
And I think Parker is going to be texting Erica and Michael and be like, hey, Gary's here. I'm trying to keep him occupied with quarters.
Texting back, keep him busy as long as you can.
Okay, I got like maybe $50 worth of quarters in this belt.
Awesome. Yeah, he is. Let me check something. Oh yeah. Yeah, great. I think he is, not obsessed necessary, but like his face is just lit up and like almost stretched a little bit too wide, smiling. Like it's just like not a rictus, but just like the abnormally wide smile is just like pumping quarter after quarter into it. You feel like something is up, and David told you what are you afraid might happen if this possessed this thing that's possessed Gary connects with this machine in some untoward way.
I'm afraid that Parker won't notice, and that if someone else were to jump in and play the machine, he can affect other people.
Ooh, oh yeah, I like that. Cool. This is going to be a roll of sensitivity. Something of a gamer myself.
Got it.
Yeah, definitely a big Willem Dafoe smile.
No. Okay, I got a 5.
Yeah. So you're texting Erica,
Mhm.
and it takes a few minutes to go back and forth, and you hear someone, another one of the customers saying, "No, my quarter is up there. It's my turn." And Gary's just like riveted to the machine, and this guy's just kind of giving a hassle. And without like taking his eyes off the machine, he just reaches over to his head and twists it, and the guy falls to the ground, and people just start screaming. You can use a key on that if you want to, but don't feel obligated. And in fact, this sounds like a good time for a 5-minute break. So I'll see y'all in 5.
Did you go get an icy pop during the break?
I did.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was 104 today. So
It was 11 Celsius here and it kind of still is.
Yeah, it was super hot today.
I don't know what that is, what Celsius is in American, but it's 11 degrees above the freezing point, whatever that means for you.
oh, it's like it seems pretty chilly.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's like 40,
think-
45
I think
Fahrenheit
that's
maybe.
like 40-ish.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to put the furnace on for the night.
Wow. Yeah, ours was probably 41 or 42 Celsius. A little bit much.
A little bit much, but I mean, I'd rather have it over 104. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna last in Texas for another summer. So we'll see where should we wind up there.
Washington's nice.
there you go.
Might wind up in either Eastern Pennsylvania or New York somewhere, maybe Ithaca or like Lansing, Michigan. Depends on where jobs are for a partner. Once the PhD is finished.
Yeah.
I just realized by the time we play next week, I will be older. My birthday is tomorrow.
You
Oh,
will
nice.
be older.
Happy
I will
early
be-
birthday.
Just a little bit older. I actually forgot it was my birthday tomorrow until somebody mentioned it to me just now.
Yeah, it is both my partner's and my ex-wife's birthday today.
Oh wow.
On Juneteenth, which is hard to forget.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, I did not forget David's X-Files clue. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Cool. Let's jump back to the arcade. Did you want to turn a key on that, or are we gonna do some arcade murder?
You know what? Let's deal with some arcade murder.
We gonna go with arcade murder?
Yeah.
Alright.
Surely someone's going to call 911 on Gary.
Surely. Awesome. Yeah, people just scream and flee. And Gary is just glued to it. And the machine seems to be like he's playing levels you haven't seen before. And the machine seems to have like you're not sure you plugged it in.
Yeah, I think Parker's first thought was like, can I unplug it? And I would like that scene of them looking and like it's not
Yeah.
plugged in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, someone definitely has called 911, but the cops are already here. This guy. What do you do? How do you react to this?
I think Parker is stunned.
Yeah,
For one.
and I think that's gonna be a condition. Stunned.
Okay, got it. Let me add that before I forget. I think Parker's gonna try to shove him off the machine.
Okay. That's definitely going to be vitality. What are you afraid will happen if you are unable to do that?
I'm afraid that Parker will get hurt.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be a night move. We are dealing with unusual stuff. And so I think it's worse than that. I think Parker doesn't only get hurt, but the thing that has taken Gary is able to make its way into you as well.
Okay.
Cool. So this is vitality. It's +1. You have a knife as an item if you want to use that.
Yeah, okay.
That will definitely color the results. Probably red.
Yeah, I think Parker is going to, if I'm using the knife, I'm gonna say try to stab the guy.
Right.
Just take everything into their own hands.
Let's do this then.
All right,
Cool.
so
So
that's
that's 3 dice, top 2 plus 1.
all right.
Arcade worker saves the day.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, that is a 6.
That's a 6 plus 1, so that's a 7, right?
That's a 5 plus 1, which is a
5.
6.
Oh, right, it's the two lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then where do you stab him?
I was gonna go for like just the shoulder, like to get him to stop playing the game.
Yeah, yeah. The knife goes in and you feel this electric charge. Not like you're getting zapped, but just like this energy that's binding you to him. And his face stays glued to the screen, but what looks like a teenage girl like kind of separates from Gary and looks at you and says, "Oh, you look like fun." And you feel something swoop up your arm, and Gary slumps to the floor as your grin spreads wide. Would you like to use a key for this one?
Yeah.
Or make another character. That's fine.
No, I will I'll actually mark the wandering monolith.
Ooh, okay. You can now seek out the big man. Oh, you
Yeah.
actually have to mark those in order, don't you?
Yeah, I have the fathomless
Oh,
well.
I'm sorry. I was looking at a different column. Cool. You can now seek out the big man.
Cool.
Ooh. Great. So you do it. You stab him in the arm, and that makes him take note long enough. He actually does stop and turn and look at you, and he grabs your wrist. Says, "Why would you hurt me like that?" And pulls it out and just tosses you and the knife across the arcade. And he comes after you. Let's cut back to Gary's house. You get to Gary's house and Bill's car is there.
All right. And yeah, definitely going straight for trying to, well, first I'll be a good player and see if the door is unlocked, and then I'll
It
kick
is
it down.
unlocked, but you can
It's
still kick
not-
down.
It's not locked.
Yeah, it is unlocked, and you can hear the sounds of struggle in the, like, when you like try the door and open it up, you hear someone like
They just
someone's in there in trouble. It's probably Bill. It's Bill.
Yeah, just clutch my switchblade and just call it like, Bill, it's Erica.
And,
Yeah, so yeah, so I'll just go where the sounds coming.
Gary's house is not super big. He, it basically opens right onto the living room. There's a small hall, and Bill is like strapped in to like a lazy boy, and it's kind of reclined, and he's kind of like strapped in with a few belts that are like connected to each other, and there's another belt in his mouth, and he's got like clear it's like scotch tape, like his eyes are scotch taped open like this, and he's just like shaking his head, and I'm like, let me loose.
Right, yeah.
And he is the lazy boy is facing Gary's television, and the VCR is on. There's nothing on the screen.
There's nothing on the screen.
Yeah, it's just static, but the TV is on.
All right.
But yeah.
Okay. First, I'm going to unplug the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then go over to Bill, like first off, get the tape off his eyes, just like,
Oh, son of a
No, no.
bitch.
So-
Ah,
okay. It's okay, you're okay. Just kind of like holding his face and just kind of looking over him close and being like, you are Bill, right?
yeah. What did you put in those brownies? Oh my God.
No. Okay, no, okay, look, it wasn't the brownies. I'll explain everything in a moment. I'll
Just get
untie
me
you in
out
a
of
moment,
this.
but first I need to make sure you're Bill.
Yeah,
Um,
Bill. What do you check my
tell-
wallet?
Yeah, no. Tell me something only Bill would know to tell me.
What only Bill? I mean,
Yes,
uh,
something only Bill would know that I also know.
I mean, I've got your fingerprints on file.
That's
Uh,
anyone could know that.
I don't know. We're not really that close, are we?
God damn it, Bill, this is not the time. Oh, look,
Get me out of this thing.
okay, look, when what did we watch the first night you came over to my house?
The tape.
Which tape? What was on it?
Which,
Stay
which
with me
tape
here.
was it?
It
Was
was
it the
affirmations, I want to say.
yeah affirmation of the four? Yeah, it was the guy with the he had something dripping out of himself. It was creepy.
All right. And where'd we meet? Where's the place we first met?
Gosh, I don't remember.
You don't have to-
At the
There's the diner.
was it where is it?
It was the diner.
Was it at the diner?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the diner, at the Pancake Cave.
All right. I mean, anyone could have seen that, but okay, I'm pretty sure you're just being Bill.
Who do you
Um,
think I would be?
Whatever's in Gary. And so like, I start untying him, and as I do, explaining how, look, it wasn't the brownies. Gary Gary got invaded, possessed, whatever you want to call it, by something like what got into Debbie Rappaport. He's telling everyone at the station that you're just not feeling well and had to take the day off.
What do these
Um,
fucking things have against me? Jesus Christ.
That's what I want to know. I sit down like on the arm of the chair behind him and show him the picture from some of the pictures from the shoebox.
Ooh. You saw you were in my bedroom. You saw
I was
what?
looking for
Why
Bill. We
did
thought
you think I was
Gary,
under my bed?
your body might have been. Bill, stay with me here. This is serious. I thought Gary had killed you or something. He's telling everyone that you're just, at home sleeping off a hangover.
I mean, if he wanted to kill me, he could have. He
What?
just he was just playing possum. He was totally fine when I got him to his house here, when I brought him here. And he just like gave me a weird look and just I must have smacked me over the head or something. But next thing I remember, I'm strapped in this chair and he's just standing there staring at me, asking why I was teasing him. What not talking nonsense. And then he put in this tape and made me watch. And it was weird, but not as weird as the ones you showed me.
What was on the tape he made you watch?
Well, it's in the VCR, but it was just like it looked like someone's like I don't know, garage or something, and there was just an empty chair and a phone, and like the phone would ring and no one would answer it. and then there would just be a pause, just kind of like a static shot of the chair and the phone, and it would ring again, and the same thing, just for, I don't know, 20 minutes, and I just cut off.
Okay, okay. Do you know this guy in the photo? And I pointed the big man, because he's in all of them. I know him. Do you know him?
I mean, everyone does, right?
Right. So why was Gary's camera hidden in your nightstand and you got a box of these photos under your bed?
Those are Gary's.
What are they
There's-
doing under your bed?
He was kind of, I don't know, he was kind of obsessed. So, no, I just took him off his hands. He kept them in the evidence room. It was really, not Gary's not the smartest guy in the world. But I just thought I'd take him home and look through them to see if there's, if there's anything weird going on with him, which clearly there is.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I grabbed the camera, I grabbed the box. I didn't want to ask him because he might, I don't know, might be embarrassed. Who knows what gets in that guy's head?
That's the problem. We got a way worse problem than Gary being embarrassed right now. We got to get to the arcade. I left him. I left Parker there. They're distracting Gary, and I don't know what, but look, I'm just glad you're okay. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to take the tape for your collection? Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Yeah. So I take the tape and bring this very surly, ungrateful man outside. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the tape is labeled PEPP016, frowny face, final pure white pretext.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different than the other tapes that you've seen. The other ones have kind of like the station logo and stuff on them. This one just has a plain white case. It's kind of like the plastic clamshell case,
All
but it's
right.
just like just white. Great. My car is right outside. So should I
Are
I should get my gun.
are you
This has
feeling
been a
okay?
day.
Are you feeling okay to drive?
I mean, I got a bump on the head, but I think I'm all right.
I mean, just okay. Come, we'll all take my car.
All right. Cool. Parker, you're a possessed, very strong Gary is bearing down upon you. What do you do?
I would like to use my come with me if you want to live move.
Excellent.
And I want to run out to the parking lot.
Nice. See, great. So are you just running out the front like everyone else did, or you going out the back, or?
I think, you know how like malls have those like back hallways?
Yeah.
Parker's running through that.
What do you do to kind of slow him down?
Actually, I think Parker's gonna just go through the doors of different stores and try to like serpentine through the stores.
Nice. Cool. And I think like, yeah, when we see this, like it's just like a weird harried montage of Parker running through the stores, and when you get like the burst outside and the sunlight is a little bit too bright, then just run out into the parking lot, and there's a bunch of cars there. There's you can see there's a little like the little cart security guys, the mall cops drive. There's two of them parked up against the entrance to the mall, and yeah, but you kind of like catch your breath for a second and just watch the back door, and no one comes out of it.
Okay, I think Parker's gonna try to call Michael.
Hello? Hey, how's it
Oh.
going?
Hey, so good news, bad news.
Okay, let's do good
Uh,
news. I like good
Good
news.
news, I think I got promoted my first day of work, so I was managing the store by myself.
Okay, nailing it. I like it.
Have that little belt with the quarters. Bad news, Gary, possessed Gary, showed up and killed someone. And now he's loose in the mall. And I'm in the parking lot of the mall and I don't have a car. Can you come over here?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be like tapping Erica, like, yeah, we need to go like a lot faster than this. Yeah,
If
we'll be there like right now.
Okay, cool.
Bill Gary's
I'm
on a murder. I'm sorry.
uh,
That is a hell of a bad news break, by the way. I'm glad I asked for the good news first.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
don't get caught. We'll see you in just a minute.
I think we could just cut to y'all just like pulling into the scene, where Parker is, and Bill rolls out. It's like, did you tell Bill what happened?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he just like says, don't get in any more trouble, and he just like straps on his cop belt.
Same to you.
and runs into the mall, and yeah. What do the four of you do?
Can I?
What do you think you're gonna do? Like, you know,
Well,
1-0,
we say-
1-0 Gary.
That when I went to the police station, I was there looking for Gary when the news came in about shit going down at the mall.
Yeah.
And can I try to appear on the mall security feed to find Gary?
Yeah. Yeah, I think what you see is, you watch Parker going up the back hallway and then through a bunch of stores, and you're kind of like going from monitor to monitor to monitor, and you see like Gary just kind of like Terminator 2 stalking the back halls. You like see him walk down this hallway and come up this hallway, and then he opens the back door to one of the stores, and the camera in that store is, it doesn't show the back door, but it covers most of the store, and he just doesn't come out. And if you flick back and forth, and he seems to have just vanished.
Can I appear on a Radio Shack like screen of TV somewhere and just
Yeah.
shout out, "Hey motherfucker, I've got what you want."
You can definitely do that. I think he has vanished for now, though,
oh,
Michael Myers style. Cool. Erica's gonna run in after Bill.
yeah, just kind of, yelling, what the hell do you think you're gonna do about it? And yeah, and go looking for Gary.
Yeah. I think you see Bill go to the the arcade. You hear a cop radio making squawky noises. And yeah, you like between the three of you, I think you can canvas them all. Gary is gone. He's just disappeared.
I'm gonna go just turn to the wall of TVs and just go raise my hands what, dude, what, where?
I don't know. What do you think I can do about it? He just stepped into the back room and disappeared.
Stepped into the back room and disappeared.
The outside the mall. I don't know.
Into Claire's or whatever.
All right.
Look, I don't know where he's went, but I don't think there's a way we can force this thing out of Gary. We need to coax it to leave somehow.
Did we all meet up with each other?
Yeah.
Okay. He was really into playing that Zagreus game. Like, too into it.
Dude. Someone, and I like elbow Michael, figured out how to unlock the secret level. Gary's not going to be able to resist that.
Oh, yep. I can be bait, I suppose, when they allow us to play again.
I mean,
We should probably figure out how to coax him out before summoning him, but
Maybe there's a connection between this thing and Zagreus. Maybe we should try to play the special levels.
yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of quarters. We can just keep trying.
Yeah, if they let
Also,
us in
there
there.
is a dead body in there, so
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
the scene
if
in
you-
the. Oh, go ahead. Go for it.
Sorry, just a quick question.
No, you're
Wait, so
good.
you have the keys to this place. You're functionally in charge.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just take the machine back to the house.
Ooh.
will it fit in the car?
Just put it on top, right? Just
Yeah.
I offer to help lift it up, but currently in want of a physical body.
You're just the
Yeah, you
ideas,
would.
man. I see.
you wouldn't have offered to help lift it before.
That's true.
And when you get to the arcade, Bill has called in paramedics, and the body is has a sheet over it, and they're probably taking it out on a stretcher at this point. And he's just like, I've known Gary for years. I never. This is just too much. I heard Ephraim gave you the keys.
Yeah, I'm in charge, I guess.
All right. Let me handle him. He's gonna lose his shit. But can you do me a favor and just kind of keep this place closed for a few days while we sort this out?
Yeah, I think Parker like locked the doors already. That way people wouldn't get in.
Yeah, like pull down the grate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll see what I can do.
The kid, Bill has taken a condition. He's like, that kid has. What did he do again? I mean, his neck was just shattered.
Yeah, I mean, he just sort of grabbed his face and just turned his whole head. It was,
Just with one hand
yeah,
while he was playing the game.
while he was playing the game.
That doesn't make
I mean, there also was this like specter person. Did that actually happen, or did that not happen because I turned the key? That teenage girl face.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't happen in this reality.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. He was
Yeah.
just really obsessed with that game. But yeah, he killed that person.
Well, it was not the same girl. No. It was a teenage girl looking. Yeah, and Bill is just like, well, I didn't really get a good night's sleep last night, and I'm pretty much it. I made out a call. I called out to what's the name of the town?
La Fresca.
La Fresca, yeah. I put out a call to La Fresca and the other towns nearby. If he tries to, I don't know where he would go, but folks are gonna keep an eye out for him. I'm gonna go down to the station and try and catch a few winks in the back room, or I guess put myself in a cell. Probably safer that way. Just,
I reach out, just kind of catch Bill's arm and say, Hey, I know it's been a long day, but I gotta show you something before you go. Well, we have to show you something before you go. And go and flip on the little TV Ephraim's got behind the counter and be like, hey, David. You just kinda tap
What show
him.
is on when you turn it on?
Is it this afternoon now?
Yeah.
It's General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4 o'clock. I get it.
Yeah.
I know what time General Hospital is on. There's Days of Our Lives at General Hospital.
Thank,
Um,
I think she
yeah,
turns on, and I'm just like, the doctors are doing like a diagnosis. Then it cuts
Mhm.
to me lying in the hospital bed.
nice. And you're just like, hey.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I really haven't kept up with I mean, I was watching when like Luke and Laura were on. That was
Yeah.
15 years ago.
that's- No, it's you remember David, the
Yeah, yeah,
Wall
that
Street
the
douchebag?
asshole guy. Yeah, is he
Yeah.
around?
Hey,
Did he get on General Hospital?
No, no.
No, he's stuck in a TV.
He had a little meeting with the big man. David, why don't you help help what's going on here?
Yeah, you can just sit up and like the doctors and stuff are still it's probably like close-ups on them having drama while they're doing their stuff, but you can just sit up and talk to the screen and they won't bother you.
I entered some kind of temporal warp that separated me from my physical body and existence on Earth, and now I exist within a shadow dimension nearing that somehow crosses over with your own through power of television signals. It's kind of like Videodrome.
Is that a game?
Videodrome, David Cronenberg. It was
I
shot
don't-
in Toronto.
Tell him about the big man. He knows
Right.
about the big man.
Right, the big man. He is also here. Kind of a cryptic guy. He gave me this box that has your heart in it. I show him the Sears box again,
Wait, did you say my heart?
or possibly Gary's.
We don't know whose heart it is.
Well, if you were assuming you fill me in, it's like, okay, well, if you're saying this box is super important to Gary, maybe it somehow represents his own inner feelings and stuff.
Is that Gary's box of photos with the heart in it?
I think the photos are his heart.
I wish there was a store in the mall that sells booze. Oh my god.
You want to join? Can I hold out a joint?
I agreed to let you go on all of this Scooby-Doo stuff, but I'm still a cop. So I'm gonna forget you offered me that. I'm on duty right now, dealing with a murder that my deputy somehow did with one hand in public.
Okay, well, technically it wasn't Gary, it was whatever is currently driving him like a meat suit.
Keep calling it a meat suit.
Okay, well, it's my job to find that meat suit and put it in jail.
Okay, you can try and put in jail you want, but that won't solve the core issue, which is getting this thing out of Gary.
Well, that
Well-
sounds like a you thing, because my brain cannot handle this.
I'm sorry, how many times have we saved your life now? 2, maybe 3?
Let's say 2.
But I'm just looking for a little engagement here, Mr. Serve and Protect. The corporate interests of Bush and his coterie.
Look, my best friend just murdered a guy.
Look, David.
TV guy in the TV, weird guy in the TV.
Look, guys. Okay, we can all agree that Bill has been a colossal dick to me for like the last month and a half now.
What?
But he's not wrong about this part. That part is our problem.
And he puts his hand out to Erica and takes that joint. Says, I'm going down to the station. This is evidence. You have a light.
I got a light.
I'm gonna have to
You're
go out the
welcome.
back. Fine. I'm gonna try and sleep whatever is happening off. If you need me, I'll be in cell number 2. That's the most comfortable one. Otherwise, talk to Barb at the front desk, and I'll just hope that no one else gets their head torn off or anything gets burned down or
Well,
no jaywalkers or anything. Well, we're going to talk about me being a dick later.
well, tonight Parker and Michael and I are gonna make sure no other kids get hurt, so you're welcome for everything. Come on, guys, let's get some pancakes.
Great. I think this will take us tonight. Let's take a look. Let's do dusk. So no moves. Would you like to watch an Odyssey tape tonight, or would you like to do some Scooby-Dooing?
I think we should resolve one of these mysteries so we can get a new one next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The wishes.
We did promise
said-
Randy
yeah.
that we would do something about that missing kid who's
Yeah.
presumably playing Dungeons and Dragons with little Silo.
Especially, I did not put 2 and 2 together last time, but apparently Judd was one of the kids Erica made contact with at the head shop.
Yes,
original
the one they called you
Yeah,
grandma.
yeah, we definitely gotta go. We gotta go save those boys.
Cool. So you know that they are somewhere in the sewers that lead to a missile silo somewhere outside of town. Awesome. So yeah, we'll do that. No key prompts. I still need a clue for David. Hmm.
You just give me 2 next week.
I think. Yeah, let me think about it. I have something about not sure how to bring it in. Yeah, cool. So we're gonna be doing some resolution. So what will each of you be doing during this night phase?
Going in the sewers.
Going in
Oh,
the
did-
sewers.
Going in. the
That's where
sewer.
Michael wants
Yeah.
to go. He
Yeah.
loves the sewers.
Awesome. Let me refresh my memory on this one here. Cool. Awesome. So where are the sewers, and like where are you entering, I guess?
I'm imagining some like Dairy Main, like runoff sewers, like big opening, like in
Nice.
it or something like that.
Yeah, awesome. Probably, on just inside the edge of town, probably like the runoff goes into some gully. Awesome. So you and are all of you going? And you're bringing? How are you bringing David?
Logistically, we probably just hope there's some TVs down there.
Like security
Yeah.
cameras, or
Can we maybe have one of those small TVs, give
little-
one
Yeah,
Parker can like strap to himself like C-3PO and Chewbacca in Empire.
yeah, maybe we popped into Radio Shack. Maybe we borrowed one from Gary's house.
yeah. Gary probably had a couple things you could borrow. Awesome, cool. We'll say you have a little handheld television set, battery operated even. Cool. Awesome. So let's get you in there. So you go in right around sunset. Mm, mhm. So you go in right around sunset, and so it's it is kind of on the edge of town, so you get a nice view of like this kind of gully going into the desert as the sun kind of sets over to the left of you, casting these long shadows across. And yeah, the drain pipe is open, and it has like the bars over it, but it has a spot where a door would be that is not there. And you're pretty easily able to just waltz on in. Let's yeah. Yeah, let's do a paint the scene here. So you it's summer, so you probably get in there around 8, and like just as evening's dropping, and you have to walk for a while, and you have a general idea of where you're going. To paint the scene, I think each of you can answer, when do you realize that what do you see that lets you know that you've kind of exited the like the city sewers proper and entered these sort of like more steam tunnel or maintenance tunnel things that are pointing in the right direction?
I think that as is tradition with these in the cinema world, it like starts getting really foggy in there.
Mm,
Like there's a haze inside.
nice.
Very faint music.
I think the cult has put up like a sign in medieval words, like lettering, that sort of thing. Greetings, travelers.
Nice.
I'm gonna say that parts of it aren't well maintained, like they're not actually keeping up with it. So there's like a couple inches of water just that we're splashing through.
Yeah, and the water gets a little bit deeper as you walk along, and it's taken like 4 hours to kind of get to where you feel like you're getting in the right direction. And the water is like ankle deep. There you can there are parts where you can kind of walk along. There's kind of ledges along either side where but they're just kind of, they're not so much ledges as kind of what do you call it? Just like the edging of the tunnels, and they're crumbling here and there. It's not, they seem like they're steam tunnels. There's no heat in here. In fact, it's it is underground, and despite the heat of the desert afternoon, it's really cool in here, almost a little, it's clearly damp. And you eventually follow this music that you're able to hear. There are a few choices to make pathwise, but you are able to hear this, and you eventually come to a door, and the door is metal. It's got a little grate on it, and it's got a little key code thing next to it that is dark. And there is a one of the big like turning round things on the front of it, in the middle of it, and there's another in the same kind of old font, and it's clearly handwritten. And this one looks old. It's cardboard, and the cardboard is kind of water damaged and crumpled and faded, but you can still clearly mark out it saying like "Welcome travelers" in black marker with some probably pseudo magical symbols on it. and you hear that music coming from inside. What would you like to do?
Well, we found what we're looking for, right? I mean, we just it go in. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
We
Does
didn't
it?
come here to turn around.
No, we didn't. Does it look like
Is
there's
it-
any security cameras or anything watching?
There are, but there's no light on them, so it doesn't seem like they're active.
All right. Yeah, like, what else were
Is
you
this like
supposed to
a
do?
knock and somebody looks through the grate kind of thing, or because
That's the question.
I'll try it to see if it just unlatches, but he
Yeah,
will knock if it doesn't.
Yeah, it spins freely. It catches in a place or two, but it's only like a half turn, and you hear the bolts open, and the door like almost like it doesn't swing open, but it's loose, and if you were to let it go, it would probably just like be ajar.
Yeah, I'll like kind of open it enough to be able to peek in.
Mhm. And when you open it, the water is still in there. It's maybe like an inch deeper, and there's like a little bit of water trickles out to sort of equalize. But it almost, you can hear like underneath the music, you can hear dripping. Maybe there's something in here that's dripping. Uh, yeah. What would you like to do?
So you got the door partway open, but not big enough to like actually go in?
Oh no, you can open it, but it'll hang ajar by itself.
Yeah, I was
you
just
can
kind of
easily open
peeking
it.
in at first. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if there's
Um,
nothing immediate there, like a person, then he'll probably just
Yeah, there's no person
he'll
down there yet.
catch it and let it open. But
um cool there. So it's it's clearly a industrial mechanical type of basement. There is water up there. Something has leaked. uh it's hard to tell. And there are a few rooms with just like big sort of the pale green painted closed up machinery. A lot of mechanical stuff that really looks like nothing is running. It looks like it had some purpose at some time. There's some big the big sort of fans, the ventilation fans that are not turning. And there's a few rooms like this. You hear the music, you find the source of it, and it's not super loud, but it's coming from there are a couple small like really tinny sounding speakers mounted throughout. And there's a couple like control panel looking things with important buttons and switches and stuff. There are a couple monitors there if David wants to pop up. And one of the rooms that is a little bit more clean looking does have a metal ladder leading to the surface. And you can see another hatch up there. But you can poke around down here, you can go up there. What would you like to do?
I think we should try to find the source of the music because that might be where the kids are.
yeah, Michael will like if that's where it's coming from, he'll just start up the ladder, I think.
Nice. What are you afraid might happen if there's someone in the room with you?
I'm afraid they will start upon us unawares. They will show themselves and we will be not prepared for it.
Yeah. I think it's worse than that. They will not show themselves and set upon you.
Mm.
I think this is going to be a sensitivity roll. for reasons that will become clear shortly.
I think they're clear already. Yeah, I'll roll 2d6 and -1 from that.
All right.
9.
A 9. Ooh. Cool. Yeah, and you do have Mr. Key to turn. That is the Zagreus. It is the key of dungeoneering. Appropriate. Cool. So as you approach the ladder and go up, there's a splashing sound in the room with you, and you hear kind of muttered shit, and it's not super bright in here, but you do see kind of in the shadows of the water two places where the water is not there, like cylinders.
What do the people that aren't halfway up a ladder have to say about that?
Oh, like I'll be, kind of right behind you on the ladder, and I guess you're like, have you paused to not keep going up, or?
Yeah, if there's like a noise or if he hears somebody speaking that's not one of you guys, he'll kind of like pause for a second to look back at what you guys are doing.
I think Parker's still at the bottom, like holding the ladder. I know it's like
you
metal,
haven't actually
but
gotten to the ladder yet. This is
we're not on the ladder.
Yeah, as Michael's kind of approaching
Ah.
the ladder. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you're not blocked from going up the ladder, but something has made a noise and went shit a few feet away from the ladder.
I think this is where Erica's extreme confidence and everything comes in. I think we're gonna be fine. Like we've got the D20 with the mushroom cloud on it. That's the key. That's the secret code. Well, if they if they're worried that we're here, well, hey man, we're just part of the gang cult, right?
Just gang, I think. But yes, we're supposed to be here. That is and I don't know, like Michael will just be like, show yourselves if you're here. Make yourself known.
And you hear a woman's voice say, "If you've called, give us the password."
Swordfish.
Yeah, I'll just say greetings, travelers,
And you hear a woman
with like the utmost confidence.
laughing. And she says, "Who sent you?"
I think Parker's gonna speak up and say, like, we know about Skinny.
Skinny.
Yeah, the van.
And she starts laughing again. Skinny. They go Skinny.
Is something funny about a bunch of missing kids? Where are they?
You mean Korgoth?
Uh-oh.
Who calls him skinny? I mean, he is, but
Everyone? Do you not like ever go to the upstairs world?
of course.
We're here for the kids.
Oh, you're here for the kids.
Yes.
To join them?
No.
Well, I'm afraid I can't let you do that then. And in front of you, the water's like splash, 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 splash. And then the holes in the water disappear, and you hear clang, 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 as if someone is climbing the ladder. What would you like to do?
Chase them.
All right. This is gonna be a vitality night move. What are you afraid might happen if they get through the hatch before you can get them?
I'm afraid they'll lock it from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And we won't be able to get up there.
Yeah, they it's worse than that. They will lock it from the other side, and also the inner door will lock, and they'll begin flooding it.
Ah, classic trap. Dungeon trap, I see.
Yes. Go ahead and make that vitality roll. Want to use
Yeah.
something.
I was thinking that you could get a shot of Michael, and I want him to be like totally, he's like an elf or something. He's done up in like makeup and stuff like that. Because he's thinking
Fantastic.
he's supposed to blend in. So he thought maybe he could sell it.
Love it.
And you said vitality, right?
Yes.
So 3d6, take the highest two.
That is a
8.
7. Yeah. 6. Oh, 6 plus 2. Yeah, 8. That is an 8. Cool. Yeah. So you are, oh boy. What's the complication here?
Maybe Michael makes it through, but the others don't.
Ooh, that's really good. Let me check something here. That's gonna be good. Yeah. So you as soon as you hear that, you are able to grab, and as you're grabbing, you grab someone's leg. It feels like someone's leg under like some sort of cloth. You don't see anything. Your hand is just grabbed there. And yeah, you have them in your hand, and you hear them. I don't want to do that because that'll negate that. Yeah. Who is, I don't think anyone's yet. No. That is Michael. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so you grab them and you are able to stop them. And from above, you hear a voice yelling, Seraphina, is everything okay down there? And like they're like kind of kicking their leg and stuff, but you got a strong hold on it. What would you like to do? And you all see like Michael struggling with an invisible person.
I would like to attempt to imitate Seraphina's voice and yell back, "It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I'm the only other woman in the room. We gotta
Yeah.
work with what we got here."
Use what you got. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. What do you think this is going to be with?
That's a good question. If this is, I think this is presence.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to be with disadvantage since she's right there. Unless you want to use an item.
No, and I'm gonna save Nintendo to see how spicy this gets. So this is just a D6 plus 1, yeah.
This is 3d6 bottom 2
right.
plus 1.
Okay, 3d6 plus 1. Drop the
highest.
Yeah, all right.
Ooh, that is a 5. That is a 5. Yeah, you yell. What did you yell?
It's fine. Very, very, very convincing.
Yeah, and you hear that laugh again, and you hear it's not fine. There's 4 I don't know, someone down here. Ha- hang on, Ringak, and you see on the ladder a young woman. It looks like maybe early 20s start to fade into view. She's got like long dark hair and kind of you know, cosplaying is the best I can describe it. It's like cosplaying as like Morgan Le Fay or something, and you know she kind of like fades in like that, and says, "I didn't want to use up the last of it like this," and lets go of the ladder and puts her hands together, and you see a flame start to form in between them, and she just blows this torrent of flame down on you, and I mean fries Michael to a crisp, and the rest of you are gonna be real hurt.
Yeah, I should in the absence of using a move to negate this, I should probably turn a key.
Yeah,
Only if you absolutely feel like you should.
yeah, if you want to, that's fine.
Michael can be
Yeah.
gone. And I'll still be here.
He can't be gone yet. We don't know if Bill's gonna stop being a dick.
Gotta have the next one lined
Gotta
up, I
have
see.
the backup.
Gotta have your
All
fine.
right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to turn one of the keys of the child, and this is a big flame ball burning up my boyfriend in front of me. So let's do a flashback to when you experienced childhood trauma, because it's a giant fireball. All right, so as this weirdo starts blasting fire over her hands, which wait a minute, this isn't supposed to happen if people are regular people, is it? Erica is transported back to this memory of another time where where she was the one playing with fire a little bit. You know, there was she would have been, I don't know, 10 or 11, and some of the kids out in the wooded area behind the school invite her to, you know, hey, come along, we're having a party tonight, which was a super awesome invitation because she was never invited to one of those parties before. Like, hey, yeah, let's go down and see the cool thing in the woods. And they, you know, everyone was there, and they built they made a fire, which was super cool because we were not supposed to have matches. One of the kids actually had a lighter. They said they stole from their dad, and they were passing around some cigarettes. And one of them said, to Erica, like, hey, there's something even cooler you can do with this. And told her that, Pastor Cannabug Spray, and told her that if she, sprayed it and held up the lighter, it would make this like awesome, kind of almost like fireworks. The blowback, the kind of flare up of the blowback of that was enough to take one of her eyebrows off. It was and the other kids were just laughing hysterically. She was burnt and terrified and humiliated, and yes, it was just not a bad time. So, as she kind of remembers this and just feels herself reaching out, feels something reaching back in, and all of a sudden that flame just goes back up into this woman's hands, and Michael's just, still there hanging on to Seraphina's leg.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna roll back instead of her doing the fireball. I think she's just gonna like do like a flame finger at you. It's not as big a deal, and like Michael is able to get out of the way, but it does kind of like singe the side of your head and like probably takes off an eyebrow and some hair. So let's give you the condition singe. You can probably just flop down in the water and put it out immediately. And that's after you yell that, and she's like, instead of correcting that, she uses her energy to give that
so
little
that-
flame finger at you.
So that's Erica who's singed, yeah?
Yeah, Erica is singed because
That's
she's like
good.
just like spraying down somewhere. Mrs. Michaelin hits you instead.
Yeah.
Cool. And you hear the voice say, well, hurry up. We can't finish this without you. And then you hear the crunch on gravel of someone walking away.
So she's still on the ladder.
Yeah, Michael's got a hold of her. And she's like kind of flailing around some. She's
Parker
kicking,
wants
just like, let me go.
Parker wants to try to throw something at her to see if we can like knock her off the ladder.
Yeah.
Should we try to get her to talk more?
I didn't do the asking the questions last time. Sorry. What are you afraid might happen if you miss?
I guess just hit Michael off the ladder instead.
Ooh, yeah. It's worse than that. I think you hit Michael, and she gets away and closes up the hatch.
Can I use
Um,
vitality for that?
Yeah, this is definitely vitality.
Okay, 7.
Ooh, squeak by with a 7. Great. What are you throwing her?
I don't have. I was gonna say I'm carrying around. I guess just my cell phone. I don't know what else Parker has on. there.
Yeah. If you want to like leap up there and grab her. What does that look like?
I really just imagine Parker just standing there and just like yeeting it at her.
Yeah, I think it like she is visible from like the chest up, and you just beat her in the head. And I think she actually lets go and falls, splash. And when she hits the ground, she hits the water on the ground, she becomes fully visible, and she just looks. You see now that you get a good look at her, like she's furious, but she looks more like a much older woman who has just kind of like done really good makeup to make herself look like 22. I think when she falls, she actually lands on you, and kind of like knocked you both to the ground. And you're, I don't think that's worth a condition, but it's good. And yeah, she's just like she's just like a feral cat now, just like, what do y'all do?
Who's she fall on?
She fell on Parker.
Knee-jerk reaction, because Parker's being threatened and because Parker's dad in the Odyssey tape double threatened Erica to make sure nothing happens to Parker. This is when the switchblade comes out, just leaning down with the switchblade, like, talk.
Nice. Yeah, what are you afraid will happen if she isn't intimidated by you?
If she isn't intimidated, I'm afraid that we're on a clock. I don't know what that looks like, but that's the fear, that it will, if she's not intimidated, things will just drag out long and something will get worse.
Yeah. I think Hmm. Make that worse. I like that. Um, yeah, I think it's worse than that. She will sacrifice herself to keep you from interrupting the ritual.
I'm sorry, she will sacrifice herself to do what?
To keep you from interrupting the ritual.
Okay, just looking over at the mystery resolution that currently we're trying to convince them to leave.
Yeah.
And there'll be an
And they-
ongoing danger, so,
Yeah.
I'll pull Nintendo out for this one, just,
Awesome.
just kind of dropping down almost like the superhero pose, overhand grip on the knife at her throat, and lean in close with that. You're going to tell me where those kids are. You're going to let us take them home safely. And you're going to pack up whatever the hell this is and get out of Deep Lake, or I'm going to cut your throat here where you stand.
Lie down, I guess. Yeah, and she like goes almost immediately from fierce to just, and when she drops, like she almost visibly ages. And she says, the circle has them in the silo. I've used up the last of mine, so you'd better be quick.
The last of your what?
Power? I mean, not mine.
Whose?
What was his name?
There.
Bastion. That was his name. He thought he was a wizard.
Are you a wizard?
I am a sorceress. Thank you very much.
Then we better get to the silo. And since you're a sorceress, well, you then know that you'll have a thing or two to worry about, because I'm going to hang on to this. And I reach, out with the switchblade just past her throat and cut off a lock of her hair and take it.
Nice. Mm.
Intimidation, baby.
Yeah, why don't you put that in your
Yep.
in your list of things in your corner of the house. I
Yeah,
think that
right.
will specifically only work in this mystery.
It'll only specifically work against what?
It only works during resolving this mystery.
Okay, cool.
She says, well, are you going to leave me here or are you going to go save those kids?
Why not both?
Okay, have fun.
And
I'll
Parker
just
like
leave.
shoves her off because I imagine
Ow.
that Parker's just been under there this whole time.
Ah! Falls, splash.
Yeah.
She like does like a mockingly kind of casual, like lying in the water. I suppose I'll wait here for you. I mean, not that you're coming back.
Parker, you should punch her in the face.
You should punch her in the face.
I've had enough physical violence today.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. You got off easy, lady.
You wouldn't hit a girl, would you?
I
What?
would.
No, I stabbed a demon, so you're lucky.
We've done battle with otherworldly forces, my friend. I'm just like still on the ladder a little bit. So
We should hang out sometime.
The only reason I didn't kill you is because the sheriff is still mad at me.
Well,
For killing people.
TikTok.
yeah, I'm going up.
Let's.
Yeah, we're going up.
Yeah.
I just want to talk some shit as I was going up the ladder. So.
Awesome. Yeah, do you want to close the hatch behind you? Like,
Why not?
seal it closed. Cool. I will remove that piece from the board at least. Yeah, and what you see, you are a couple of miles outside of town at this point. You've been walking for quite a while, and it is a bit after midnight. You know, all sort of come out, and I think we like the shot is like the four of you kind of pile out of the hatch. The moon is kind of low above the mountains in the distance, and you know the camera will kind of pull back, and there are a couple like big, you know, not nearby but within a couple 100 yards maybe, like large metal covers on the ground, clearly meant to open and close. And there's a smallish building, I don't know, a couple 100 feet away. And you can just make out in front of the building is parked a van with a airbrushed wizard riding an armored roadrunner, I think it was. And yeah, I think we'll leave it there. We'll start from there next time. Cool. That's a good place to end it. Yeah, sweet. Let's do a round of stars and wishes. Let's go in a character keeper order. Start with my Billy.
Yes. It was a lot of fun, as it always is. So I'll start with Mark because the head twisting bit was my favorite. I really like that stuff. I'm a terrible person, but it was great, and the whole Gary thing is awesome. And nice little Clockwork Orange, having the eyes taped open, stuff like that. I like that a lot. And Ellie, I really like the kind of like you're there for the sheriff, and you're like, yeah, but you're like such a dick to me. It's just we really need to talk about this. That's great. It's always fun. And Sasha with David, pretty much everything David did was super cool. I really liked the, like, I know you've kind of given lip to the big man a couple times, but like to straight up basically talk shit to him was super cool when he has like an attitude. And Parker, the nostalgic scene was like my favorite because I like kind of, for reasons that for out game reasons, I obviously knew that was going to come up a little bit, or I had an inkling of it. So it was really great to see it like in the world, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. That's fun. And for my wishes, I want to see in my mind's eye Michael dressed as like this elf facing off with whatever he's about to see at the top of the thing there. That's my big
Nice.
wish.
Awesome. Ellie.
Right. Yeah, man, Sasha, I love where you are going with David. I mean, this is kind of a tag team star for Sasha and Mark. You know, Mark for letting that key get marked when it did, and then we've got this whole having more options with where David can appear on TV screens to interact with us, and because it just makes it's just making such a good story. Yeah, I absolutely love how completely unimpressed David is with the big man. David's seen things. This guy's just another guy. I absolutely lost it at you didn't have to bring the Lexus into this, man. You didn't have to rub the salt in that wound. I lost my car. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this ongoing thing now of kind of David coming along for the ride, and the way you're inserting him into the different screens, like being on the Radio Shack bank of TVs, which younger viewers might not have a touchstone for that, but it was cool. Uh, yeah, stars for Billy for calling back to that clue from Greetings Travelers with the disguise kit, the elf disguise kit. I think that's a fantastic thing to run with, and I love that that you really kind of ramped up how, you know, this is like, you know, this is cosplay nerd central. We're on Michael's turf now. So enjoying running with that. Contractor Parker strikes again. Rue, I love that, you know, the going to the, oh, I'm gonna open up the cabinet and fix it. Yeah, that plus the whole taking charge of the arcade and how you handled everything at the arcade and sitting with the rule for there to be consequences in the arcade of Gary being some kind of murderous otherworld entity on the loose. I thought that was really awesome too, to not shy away from that. Yeah, and then Mark, yeah, the enjoying all the NPCs as usual, enjoying the consequences of stuff and complications as usual, enjoying that the little laugh you make when you decide that something is going to get worse, and wishes for next week. I mean, wishes in general, aside from, you know, just resolving the bill weirdness, I want to definitely be able to bring in this sorceress's hair into play for a role somehow to resolve Greetings Travelers. And I kind of want to watch the Weird Odyssey tape at Gary's house.
Yeah.
Gary doesn't need his house anymore, right? Nothing bad will happen if we do that, right? Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Thank you, Rue.
Okay, so many stars as always. Mark, I loved yours, and then also for Sasha, you guys as the big man, and oh my god, David. Also just like for David, just to keep her, I wrote down wearing the deputy like a meat puppet is that phrase is just in my head now. Also going back to Mark, I loved Gary. Having to interact with him is legitimately scary. And so I'm just like, oh God, get him out of my life. For Ellie, I really liked you confronting Bill. Finally, you get to be like, hey, this is what's going on and take me seriously. And like, look, you have proof that stuff is weird. Like, help us. And also offering him a joint was really funny. And then him taking it was also hilarious.
You wanted to drink, I didn't have one. The liquor store was closed.
And then for Billy, I really liked your having Michael take initiative with the Blackleaf Circle. So like, yeah, like dressing up and stuff. That is definitely something I want to draw. And then wishes, besides finishing this one, I don't know, just keep playing with you guys. I really can't think of anything. I'm sure I'll mention something else later.
Awesome. Thank you. And Sasha.
Yeah, like everyone else said, I love Possessed Gary. Just both him and Debbie. I just love your possessed characters. They're very electric. And again, big star to Rue for running with Gary killing the guy. I thought that was like a really great moment. And also just failing upwards to becoming the manager of an arcade. That was fun. Michael, I really loved Billy. I really loved Michael getting dressed up as Legolas to assault the Blackleaf Circle. And also just the conversation with Erica on the way to Bill's, where Michael's just super defensive about going like to see the other guy. And yeah, Erica, it was a great. Ellie, That was very fun. And yeah, in terms of wishes, I actually hope Possessed Gary sticks around for a while. I think that's a great antagonist, just keep in the back pocket.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, everything they all said. It's super fun to play the big man opposite David. Just saying a bunch of bullshit that eventually starts weaving it together in my brain. Like, oh, okay, that's how that works. Great. So that's real. That's actually like super useful for me to solidify what is actually happening, even though he's a little bit cryptic, a lot cryptic. I love playing Gary as that, and I really enjoyed how everyone just dealt with it. Yeah, instead of turning the key, murder Gary on the loose, just letting him go after murdering someone. And Bill is just so broken now. He is he just doesn't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, so thanks for giving me the opportunity for that. And I just see like the little interactions between people. Y'all have hit the highlights, but yeah, these characters are so fun to just have those moments together, whether it's a full nostalgia scene or just like a little interaction. Super entertaining. Yeah, those are all the specific things I got. Wishes, yeah. Wrap up the. I'm curious to see. I have no plans, but I'm curious to see how the Blackleaf Circle remains a threat. So that'll be fun to do. There is a mechanical thing that's coming up, and I'm you have made that worse, and I'm curious to see exactly how that's going to be worse. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what our next mystery looks like. I know which one I'm going to pick, so we'll see how it all meshes in. Yeah, I'm just excited to keep playing. Super fun every time. Yeah. Anything else before we say goodbye to folks? Cool. I will stop the stream. Good night, everyone, or anyone.